Once upon a time, there was an ordinary high school student named Sei Hiiragi. He was just an average second year, dealing with the usual ups and downs of teenage life until one day, his world was turned completely upside down. Sei was whisked away, ripped from his familiar life, and hurled into an entirely new realm. This wasn't Earth, but an unfamiliar land brimming with dangers, mysteries, and strange, unexpected opportunities. He was thrust into this unknown world with no warning, no explanation, and no way to understand what lay ahead. His heart pounded with both fear and excitement as he realized he was no longer bound by the same rules or limitations of his former world. And then, the fruit of evolution found him. In this strange world, there existed a mystical, almost legendary fruit with the power to alter the very nature of those who ate it. It was rumored to grant extraordinary strength, perhaps even skills beyond imagination, to anyone who took a bite. Unaware of its full powers but with his stomach growling and his curiosity piques, Sei decided to give the fruit a try. The instant he took a bite, a surge of power overwhelmed him. His body transformed, muscles grew stronger, his senses sharpened, and he felt a newfound energy rushing through his veins. It was as if he had been reborn with the strength of a hero capable of overcoming any challenge. And yet, despite his incredible transformation, a strange quirk remained. He was still registered as level 1. How could that be? Sei was too stunned to dwell on the details for long, though, because soon he faced an encounter that no one could have anticipated. Out of the trees came the sounds of footsteps, large, pounding footsteps, like the sound of thunder crashing on the ground. His gaze shot up, and there, emerging from the shadows of the forest, was a towering gorilla with deep, curious eyes. This wasn't just any gorilla. She was larger than life, her posture regal and commanding, yet her expression was soft. She stepped closer, her eyes twinkling with a strange affection. "Sei, I love you," she declared with surprising tenderness. Her voice, though deep, carried a warmth that made Sei's heart skip a beat. Then she continued, "Let's get married." Sei's mind froze in a mixture of shock, horror, and bewilderment. A gorilla. A marriage proposal. His brain raced to make sense of the situation. He barely had time to process his transformation from the fruit of evolution, and now he was faced with a romantic proposition from a gorilla. It was beyond absurd. "Oh, wait, hold on," Sei stammered, desperately trying to regain his composure. "I'm a human, and you're a gorilla. We're from different species. It's not possible." The gorilla, who introduced herself as Sei Hiiragi, was visibly hurt by his response. Her eyes filled with a mix of sadness and stubborn resolve as she crossed her arms. "I'm not just any gorilla," she insisted, clearly insulted by his hesitation. "And I've chosen you as my husband." Sei could hardly believe what was happening. This strange world had thrown him into a series of bewildering situations, but a marriage proposal from a gorilla was beyond his wildest imagination. He searched for a way out, a way to escape her unwavering gaze. His eyes landed on a dark, distant spot on the map he had received. Maybe he could make his way there and finally evade Sei Hiiragi's relentless affection. Yet, as he started formulating an escape plan, Sei Hiiragi seemed to read his thoughts. "Are you thinking about me?" she asked with a shy smile. Sei could hardly respond, utterly dumbfounded by her perceptiveness. He soon found out that Sei Hiiragi wasn't just an ordinary gorilla. She had intelligence and skills far beyond any human or gorilla he had ever encountered. She spoke with ease, and she even revealed that she had learned to talk by reading books she found in a hidden cave. She could also perform simple magic, lighting small fires, cleaning clothes, and handling household tasks. Her knowledge was both impressive and a little unsettling, given her animal nature. The more she spoke, the more Sei began to feel an odd warmth toward her, a strange, confusing fondness that made his escape plan all the more difficult to consider. Yet Sei's desire to escape was still strong. He found himself plotting how to slip away from her, despite the budding friendship forming between them. One day, as he was about to make a run for it, he managed to put some distance between them, the wind rushing past as he sprinted through the trees. But his hopes were short-lived. Sei Hiiragi chased after him with incredible speed, her steps loud and unrelenting. He knew she had caught up, and she was smiling. As Sei ran, he stumbled upon a dark, eerie cavern. The air around him grew colder as he ventured inside. His heart pounded with a mixture of fear and excitement, but before he could fully comprehend what was happening, he found himself face to face with a figure shrouded in darkness, the infamous Dark Lord Senos. His presence was overwhelming, his gaze sharp and his aura like a weight on Seichi's very soul. Sanos's level appeared as 1, and for a moment, Seichi felt relieved until he realized it was merely an illusion. Sanos's true power was staggering. Level 1,500. A force beyond anything Seichi could hope to face alone. The realization hit him like a cold wave. His heart pounded, and he felt his newfound strength ebbing away in the face of such overwhelming power. Just as Janos was about to deliver the final blow, Saria, who had been watching from the shadows, leaped in front of Seichi, shielding him with her own body. She took the brunt of the attack, collapsing from the sheer force. Bloodied and weakened, she turned to Seichi, her gaze full of warmth and affection. "Seichi, I don't care about anything else. I'm just happy I got to be by your side," she whispered, her voice barely audible. She smiled at him, the love in her eyes undiminished despite the pain. Saichi's heart shattered. He had dismissed her, run from her, even mocked her feelings. Yet here she was, risking her life to protect him. He held her close, a torrent of emotions coursing through him. "Saria, I'm so sorry," he whispered. "I didn't realize I didn't understand." With Saria's final breath, a sense of calm washed over her, and she closed her eyes, content. But just when all seemed lost, something extraordinary happened. Saria's form shimmered, and as Seichi watched, she transformed, her gorilla body shifting into that of a beautiful woman, radiant and full of life. Seichi was speechless. The creature who had been both his protector and his friend now stood before him, no longer a gorilla but a graceful, stunning woman. Tears filled his eyes as he realized that this bond they had, strange and improbable, was real. He understood now, more than ever, that Saria was more than just a companion. She was someone who had seen his heart, who had loved him without hesitation. And now he felt the same. Together they stood hand in hand, ready to face the mysteries of this world. Seichi knew he was no longer alone in this strange realm, and with Saria by his side, he felt invincible. Their journey was only beginning, a story woven from the strangest of encounters, a bond born in the unlikeliest of ways. And though he didn't know what lay ahead, he was ready to face it, knowing that whatever came next, they would face it together.